Good day. I would like to share simple reminders on divine will. Rather than asking what can we know, we should be asking what is worthy of knowing. At the end, person's moral faithfulness, ability to care, ability to endure sufferings, whether we damage a good thing, will be questioned. At the end will be judged not how extensive our knowledge was, but rather what we were able to fulfill because of the knowledge we had possessed. Yet there exists a serious misrelation between the acquired insight and acting. Any important spiritual insight, we need to directly turn against ourselves first, to address our own intoxication with our own wants, whims, self-love, self-will, sinfulness, and gradually with the heavenly help to overcome those vices and evil tendencies, and hopefully be able to help others to order their lives rightly. Spiritual progress depends on how closely we adhere to the divine scenario, to the divine will. And what unites us to God is growing in virtue and good conscience, based on reveal, saving truth, accepting untruth, errors, ignoring important insights, treating others unjustly. All those tendencies beclouding and suppressing the truth and are leading a person to assume a fake identity, and often threatening identity. And whatever is rejected and repudiated cannot be brought into awareness. Yet everything that happens through the permission or command of God. There is the ordaining will of God and the permitting will of God. And which raises an essential question about the existence and problem of evil. How can a perfect being of perfect knowledge, perfect love, omnipotent power, allow evil to exist? And the standard and simple answer to the problem of evil is the following. Since God is a perfect being, cannot act contrary to his nature and purposes, is effectuating everything in an infallible way, and it's accomplishing it for the highest spiritual benefits for all involved. Therefore, allowing, permitting evil is essential in reaching this objective as well. So everything that God allows passes his scrutiny, and it's confirmed as being imperative for individual, collective, higher spiritual benefits. Bringing into existence free, fallible human beings brings about the bitter realm of evil. Yet, it is impossible to grow in virtue unless there is evil to confront and combat. God cannot grant some possessions and prestige to some individuals, which would only poison their souls. And when God does allow this, it's again for his higher purposes. Only he knows the answer, the end result. Jesus revealed to Saint Faustina that when people do not respond to his promptings and warnings, he will give them anything in this life, because they will be suffering for all eternity. So God answers often our prayers and questions not according to human will, but always in order to deliver human beings from the power of sin. And what is viewed as punishments is in fact God's medicine to make us whole and well again. The cross of Christ is the ultimate answer to the problem of evil. It's the clearest indication of total failure of justice, when human judicious expectations were opposed by God, who allowed the inflicting of the greatest evil and injustice upon his only beloved Son. Therefore, if God Christ suffered more than anyone else in history, then we should trust God with what we are unable to fully comprehend. And all that God permits, it's all the injustices and sufferings are for testing our worth and as corrective and healing measure to elevate humanity to the highest level of spiritual perfection. Instead of asking why evil exists, we should be asking why we give in to evil. Purity of heart is associated with never questioning God's designs. Individuals who always compare themselves, how well they are doing in comparison to other people. And if this tendency continues and they develop the ego comparative identity, those are those individuals who actually are questioning God's designs and are far away from God, and in effect are hurting themselves the most in the process. Neither God, neither the circumstances, nor the devil can be made accountable for all the possible human miseries. The source of all conceivable suffering and evil lies exclusively in the human beings themselves and their self-will. So our task is to kill the self-will. The duty was given to destroy our self-will and follow the will that is for our highest benefits. As the author of salvation, the author of grace reminds us, without me, you can do nothing. With me, you bear much fruit. Our task is to confront and gradually eliminate self-will, follow the divine scenario, and as Saint Bernard reminds us, let self-will cease and there will be no hell. And on that positive note, I will stop. Take courage. Thank you.